Good morning, children. Welcome back to the social science class. In our previous class, we know very well we were discussing the lesson poverty and hunger. So, as we were discussing about the lesson poverty and hunger, no, we have already discussed many of the important concepts related to this lesson. Okay, so that is the food security, buffer stock, and public distribution system. So, as we have successfully discussed about the food security, buffer stock, and public distribution system, today in our class, we try our level best to understand poverty alleviation programs. See, in the previous class itself, I said you very clearly, it is the responsibility of the government to see that as early as possible, the poverty should be eradicated from the nation. Because the poverty is going to be considered as the biggest problem of Indian society. So, yes, it is going to be known as one of the most important problem. It is the responsibility of the government to say that as early as possible it should be eradicated from the Indian society. So, in order to eradicate this only, the government has taken many measures to reduce poverty through varied means. In the sense, by adopting number of plannings, number of programs, the Indian government is trying its level best to reduce the percentage of poverty in our country. These measures aimed at the creation of jobs to poor people. See, this is very important. See, how come it is possible for us to eradicate the poverty? It is only by providing the job opportunities to the people. So, until and unless we won't provide the job opportunities for the people, no, or poor people, it's not possible for us to eradicate the poverty. So, the government is supposed to create these job opportunities, and number of people are supposed to get the job, and once they are going to get the job, their income is going to increase, and as a result it is possible for them to lead the life above poverty line. Increase their purchasing power. Next is the government is supposed to take care about the increasing purchasing power of the people, and thus alleviate poverty. These measures can be classified into four groups. So next is we need to increase the purchasing power of the poor, and for that it is possible for us to remove or eradicate the poverty from our country. So in order to do that only, four important four classified into four groups. So first one is the economic development measures, implementation of poverty eradication program. In that only A and B, that is the self-employment programs and wage employment programs. Next, provision of minimum basic amenities, and finally the social security measures. So under these four groups, no, we try our level best to understand one by one in detail. First one, economic development measures. See, economic development and poverty are closely related. Definitely. See, economy and poverty are closely related. So, if economy is developed, automatically the poverty will be decreased. The extent of poverty declines with a country's economic development. In the sense, how the country is going to develop economically, like that the poverty is going to decrease in our country. The government has attempted to achieve economic development through 5-year plans. So you know very well, once we became independent, so the government of India adopted the 5-year plans. The intention of adopting the 5-year plans was to increase the economical development of our country. The plans have aimed at overall higher growth rate in incomes and equal distribution of their income among all people. Okay, so this is the first group, that is the economic development measures. Next one is implementation of poverty eradication programs. So some of the programs have been implemented by the program. So the main intention of these programs is nothing but alleviating or eradicating the poverty from Indian society. Okay. from 1960 onwards, the government has been implementing many programs. So from 1960 itself, you know very well, number of programs are implemented by the government, and all the programs which are implemented by the government, no, mainly in order to eradicate the poverty. Okay, so for providing employment to people in the rural and urban areas, these programs can be classified into two groups, that is the self-employment group and wage employment programs. So, do you know, at present in our country, no, the population is too heavy. So, as the population is too heavy, maybe it is not possible for us to provide the government job for each and everyone. So, as a result, no, we are encouraging the youth to engage in the self-employment program also. The government is going to assist them financially to engage in the self-employment program. See, now first we are going to discuss about the self-employment, next wage employment programs. See, many schemes to promote self-employment among the poor and unemployed people have been taken up by the providing loans at low rates of interest and subsidies. Some significant schemes are as follows. So usually the poor people and the unemployed people, so they can get the loan from the government, or many of the schemes are given by the Indian government, that too at lowest interest price, and by taking the loan the people can engage in the rural in the self-employment program, and by that they can improve their economical standard. Okay, first one is the Integrated Rural Development Program, IRDP. So this is the program which was planned by the Indian government. So it was came into existence in 1980. So by this also people can get the loan at that too at a cheapest what means lower interest rate. Next is the Swarna Jayanti Grama Swarajya Yojana, SGSY. So it was implemented in 1999. Next, Swarna Jayanti Shahari Rozgar Yojana, SSRY. So it was implemented in 1997. The National Rural Livelihood Missions, NRLM, also called as Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana. So it was implemented in 2011. So under this schemes, no, people get the loans at lowest interest rate, and that money can be utilized in the self-employment, and through that they can improve their economical standard. Okay, so next is wage employment programs. See, usually the severe wage employment programs have been implemented since 1970 to provide jobs on a daily wage basis to poor, unskilled and assetless people. They are being given jobs in works related to creation of community assets like tanks and bunds, roads, schools, hospitals and others. So now daily wage is there, no? So daily wise, if the people are getting the money or the income, maybe it is possible for them to improve their economical standard. In 2006, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. So you might have heard about this one. At least 100 days a person is supposed to get the work. Okay. So Udyoga Khatri, job card, you might have heard about that one. So through the Udyoga Khatri, people are getting the job at least 100 days in a year, and by that it is possible for them to make their life meaningful. Next one is the provision of minimum basic amenities. So that is minimum needs program, MNP. So usually many of the people, they are facing difficulty in order to fulfill the basic amenities. So now it is the again the role of government, a responsibility of government to say that as early as possible it should provide all the basic needs to the people, and by that maybe it is possible for us to provide the eradicate the poverty. So many of them are shelterless. Many of the people doesn't have the houses also. For them, some of the Indira Awas Yojana is there, Valmiki Ambedkar Awas Yojana is there. So through these schemes, no, the government is trying their level best to provide the housing facility also for the poor people. So the intention of all these things is by hook or crook the poverty should be eradicated in our country, and people should lead the life above poverty line. So finally, last one but not least, social security measures. The protection that government provides to the helpless, the aged and the handicapped among the very poor people is called social security. See, deserted old people get old age allowance every month under Sandhya Suraksha Yojana. Handicapped people and helpless people incapable of doing any work get disability pension every month. Poor widows get widow pension every month. So in this manner, the government is trying to bring the poor people above the poverty line through various programs. As a result, the extent of poverty is gradually coming down. So now if you happen to visit the rural areas or in the urban areas, the people, those who are going to be known as a senior citizen, so those who are unable to engage themselves in the economic activities, for them the government is giving the pension also, and helpless people and physically challenged people, so they are also helped by the government, and by this we are trying our level best to reduce the poverty in our country. Okay, so with this we are going to wind up the lesson poverty and hunger here itself. In the next period now I am about to start a new lesson. So till to that, bye. Thank you.